Night had already settled over the city when Marcus finally shut off his car. The engine ticked as it cooled, matching the restless rhythm in his chest. He sat there longer than he needed to, staring at the dim light above his apartment door, knowing what waited inside. Silence, regret, and the weight of choices he couldn't undo. He had burned too many bridges, lied when it was easier, hurt people who trusted him. Even tonight, the argument still echoed in his mind. The look on his sister's face when she told him she was done trying. You don't change, Marcus. He didn't argue because deep down, he believed it. He dragged himself out of the car and headed upstairs. Halfway down the hallway, he noticed something unusual. A small paper bag sat in front of his door. No name, just a simple note folded on top. His first instinct was suspicion. He looked around. No one. Slowly, he picked it up and opened the note. I know you've been struggling. You don't have to carry it alone. This isn't because you deserve it, but because you're loved anyway. Marcus frowned. That didn't make sense. Who would do this? And why? Inside the bag was a warm meal, still fresh, along with a small envelope. His hands hesitated before opening it. Inside was cash, more than enough to cover the rent he was already late on. He leaned against the door, stunned. No lecture, no conditions, no "you owe me," just help. Marcus slid down to the floor, the note still in his hand. His mind raced through every mistake, every selfish decision, every moment he had pushed people away. This didn't line up with the life he'd been living. Kindness wasn't something he expected anymore, especially not like this, especially not when he knew he didn't deserve it. For the first time in a long while, something inside him cracked. Not from guilt this time, but from something deeper, something unfamiliar. Grace. Tears came before he could stop them. Quiet at first, then heavy. He wasn't crying just because of the food or the money. He was crying because someone had seen him at his worst and chose to show love anyway. Not after he fixed himself, not after he made things right, but right there in the middle of his mess. Marcus looked at the note again, reading the words more slowly this time. They hit differently now, not as confusion, but as truth. He whispered to himself, barely audible, "Why would anyone do this for me?" And deep down, the answer began to take shape. Not from anything he had done, but in spite of it. That kind of love didn't wait for someone to become worthy. It showed up anyway. Marcus sat there for a long time, the hallway quiet around him, the note still trembling slightly in his hand. Something had shifted, not outside, but inside. For once, the weight he carried didn't feel like the end of his story. He looked at the meal again, then at the envelope, then back at the words written just for him. No one had asked him to prove anything. No one had demanded change first. The love had come before all of that. And that's when it became clear. This wasn't just about a stranger's kindness. It was a reflection, something far greater, the kind of love that doesn't wait for perfection, the kind of love that meets you in your lowest place, the kind of love that gives even when there's nothing to earn it. True agape love. Marcus closed his eyes, letting the truth settle into his heart for the first time, not as something he had heard before, but as something he now understood. And quietly, as if speaking it into the broken places within him, he said, "But God commendeth his love toward us, in that, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." Romans 5:8.